Hey, today we're going to talk about track day, and I'm using my fancy new green screen. This cost me all of about $6 at a local supermarket, and with any luck and some video editing skills, thank you Porsche guy Jay Reed for pointing out LumaFusion on the iPhone. With any luck, I can turn this green screen into an actual image. Just snap my finger and did it change? Okay, let's try that again. With some decent editing skills and a good green screen, I can just snap my finger and we get an image in the background. So let's use this to go through the rest of the video. So track day, I was excited to, actually my wife had bid on a silent auction item with the Los Angeles Union Rescue Mission, and she won a track day. And it's a 1 day with an instructor, bring your own car through none other than National Auto Sports Association, NASA. And I think they do one up at Willow Springs Raceway here. I don't have the details yet, but I'm excited to find out more about that and do that. Now, never done a track day before, got on YouTube, did some research, looked around a bit, and so let's go over some of this stuff. This would be for the uninitiated, for the newbies like myself. First of all, let's go with probably the critical items, the helmet. Now, I've had a helmet in the past. I had a Scorpion, and I got rid of it. I used to ride a Vespa GTS 250 with my wife before we sold it. But every time I would wear the Scorpion helmet, I would get this like red spot in my head. Well, that's because I don't necessarily have a round head, and a lot of those helmets were made for more round heads. Now, there's something called an intermediate oval, which is a little more standard, I think, in this region of the world. And I was looking at Scorpion helmets because I do like the price of those. And the RevZilla, which is a great site, gave a good review of this helmet, the Scorpion EXO R420. And we'll talk about the ratings in a second, but I was pleased to see that they said, hey, we had been given feedback to these helmet manufacturers that they need to maybe change the head shape, and they have for this one. So I'm excited to try this one out. It's about $150, and it is not only Department of Transportation certified, DOT, that's a low bar, I think. It's Snell certified. Now there is different Snell ratings. There's the 2000, I think there was a 2010, there's a 2015, there's a newer 2020. So you need to check with where you're doing your track day. What is the requirement? Do they require a Snell helmet, and does it need to be like a 2015 or higher? All right, so check off the helmet. Next, insurance. I gingerly called my insurance company, Wawanese, and asked them about this, and they surprisingly didn't know right off the bat, and they checked a little bit further, and they said, well, no drag racing and no motocross. And I said, well, it's none of those. But then as they looked a little further, I mean, it just seemed pretty clear that my insurance didn't cover it. So you can get it through Haggerty. I think it was about $249 for like a 3-day event. That's something I need to look into a little bit further, or do I just risk it and not get insurance? Now, I realize some of these raceways, you just spin out and there's no damage, but I was driving up Angeles Crest this last weekend, and this gentleman in a similar Porsche to mine, 2007, said when he got that thing new, it was 3 months old, and he was going around a corner fast, let off the gas, spun around, hit a ditch, and did $15,000 worth of damage to his front suspension. Now, he fixed it and is all fine. But, so insurance, you want to think about that. So helmet, insurance, there are some requirements, like roll bars, in convertibles. Now, my little old convertible here, the BMW, it has the automatic roll bars that shoot up. I don't know if that covers you. Probably not. Those are, based on, it's got some inertia sensor, and it'll shoot up the roll bar to protect you. But I'm guessing they mean like a full rigid roll bar. What else do you want to think about? Of course, hydrate, bring water to the event, bring a few tools. You probably want to bring something to top up your air pressure. But some other optional things are, have you ever seen, I'm sure you have, but people will be on the track day and they'll be showing their YouTube video, and you have like a little speedometer and maybe a tachometer down there, the shape of the track they're going on. Well, I looked around for that, and there's a free app on the iPhone called Track Addict. Now that will do the basics for you. It's gonna do your speed, and then it's got the GPS coordinates, so it'll show you where you are on the track. And I think that's enough for me, especially your first go around. Just put it on your iPhone and film with that. Now you can get these Obd2 sensors with Bluetooth. I'll range anywhere from 25 to probably over 100, probably well over 100. But that can pick up information. You can also film with like a GoPro that's got GPS, and then all the Obd2 information. You can pull that in after the fact if you want to really go advanced with your video editing. And I think the same company that makes Track Addict makes Race Render software. And you can import that information and just get a lot, engine temperature, tachometer, sensor information. You can go wild. So I think for my first track day, I'll just use the Track Addict app. That seemed like it's a pretty neat thing to add. Let's see what else. There was another possibility for track day other than through NASA. I'm in Los Angeles, and I think there's a few of these in the world. Porsche Experience Center, they just opened up what they call their Porsche Driver. It's called Porsche Driver Experience, where you can bring your own car. I think it's Thursday afternoon. Someone said it's about an hour and a half. And it's not cheap, it's $300 or $400, but that's another way to do it on a controlled track. So that's something I want to try too. So yeah, anyway, that's just a quick rundown on some of the things I'm thinking about regarding track day. Trying to think if there's anything I've missed. I'm sure there's a ton of stuff. Let me know what your experience is with track days, what you might want to think about. There's this initial kind of fixed cost of getting the helmet, maybe getting a few tools if you don't already have those. But then, that's you pay for that once and you don't have to pay for that each track day. But it seems like the first time you do a track day, that's kind of expensive, because you're spending $400 or $500 on the experience, another few hundred on a helmet if you get a fancy showy or Arai helmet that can be $600, $700, then another $250 on insurance. So it can add up quickly. So I don't know, there must be something I'm missing. Is there a less expensive way of doing this? Anyway, that's my newbies rundown to doing a track day. Let me know what your experience is and any advice you have. Thanks for listening.